Good morning out there, out there, from in here, out here, and right behind me, just a few minutes ago, there was a heron, but it was up in a tree. So we're hoping that it's going to nest. Welcome to the Sentimentalist. Hi, Mark. I'm going to start a little different today. This is called Willie and the Prof. And I wrote this. This poem came way back when Willie Mays retired from baseball. But there's something appropriate about it. Willie and the Prof. Say hey, Willie Mays retired, and I'm no longer young. Last night I heaved my paunch and slugged a slow-pitch softball off the left field wall. The faculty out-huffed the frosh 26-25. At second base, I wallowed in my former dream. I too broke in 51, in Little League. A wad of raisins stuffed my 8-year cheek. Willie went up 13 times before he got a hit. I never felt the first base sack beneath my tennis shoes. I'd peed my pants before each game. The on-deck circle ringed my fears that ended in an endless streak of strike three declarations. But I grew up the night the coach had me take on 3-2, and all winter lugged a leaded bat, swinging it against the Pittsburgh wind. Toward the spring, I felt a lump pop in my bicep. Swinging in the wind paid off. I hit .650 in my second year. Willie cracked 300. Say hey, Willie Mays retired, and I'm no longer young. It wasn't his knees throbbing and swollen with cortisone, or his arm wilting under packs of ice, or his chest heaving from a dash from first to third on a young punk's double down the line. Such pain molds a legend. It was his 211 average, typed darker every morning in the Daily News. The bench pricking his slim hips that once seduced the pickoff throws of cocky pitchers. The fly balls dropping one by one like dead offerings just out of reach. And in New York, it's embarrassment that drives us out. Now my days of pubescent applause, of late-inning rallies, of off-season satisfaction are gone, like a wild pitch. I'm left with silence when I drive home the winning point about a masterpiece. That's what's hard, Willie, the silence. There I've got a start on you. Tonight I swung and doubled home my Provost with the winning run. Say hey, Willie Mays retired, and I'm no longer young. We've had creatures, the heron, a deer walking across the pond. Gotta have a slurp. A chipmunk bit me. What's that about? And I was picking up some wood in the woods, and a garter snake about this long came out. Julie came out and helped me get down from the top of the tree. Meredith had biting ants. We better move to the suburbs. What's that?
Turtle.
Oh, the turtle. I have to tell you about the turtle. Vivi and I are out here, and about halfway up the yard here is this beautiful eastern turtle coming up. And the poor guy was heading this way. Well, I found out later that maybe it was heading to make a nest. But Vivi and I worked with, I was trying to turn it around, and every once in a while its feet would come out, and this little head would come out, and Vivi would go, and the head would come out, and Vivi would leap back about 8 feet from the turtle. Well, finally we got that turtle turned around, and I took it all the way down to the pond, and it splashed and took off. So we had an episode of Zoo Parade for any of you. A zoo, what was it called? Yeah. Marlon Perkins, if any of you are as old as I am. Well, welcome to the longest day. Yeah, today's the longest day. And we can even stay up because, even though it's the longest day. Yeah. Meredith and I are getting ready for the course we're going to teach at Oxbow. That one filled up because of Meredith. I'm teaching one this Saturday. Teaching is the wrong word. And working with people about writing, all kinds of stuff. Hey, please, I have room. Of course, Meredith doesn't. They have a waiting list. But I have room in mind, and if you'd like to, I'd love to have you there. It'd really be a joy. I mentioned the longest day. Oh, and October, I have this book coming out. And I really want you to purchase it. Yeah, I do. I want to be with you with that book. See, it's not an ego trip. It isn't that. Gosh, I don't even have any confidence in any of the poems. I just want to be with you. And I want you to get some other people so I can be with them. And I really mean that. Be with them. With. Most important word in the world. Slurp. Oh, boy. Let me look at David James's wonderful board here. Let's go just for a few minutes to New Wilmington again. I had some lovely responses about that. And today I'd like to take you to what's called the Tavern, which was always very oxymoronic because, is that the right word? Because New Wilmington, where I grew up, was dry. And this elegant restaurant was called the Tavern. And the servers would memorize the whole menu and would come out and say, tonight we're serving no menu. They'd just tell you all these different things. It was fascinating. And then they'd serve it family style. So if you wanted some potatoes, somebody else would get some potatoes. And it was beautiful and elegant and earthy at the same time. And the other side of it is you were sitting there, you really, if you knew about it, you were sitting on a special stop in the Underground Railroad. How about that? And that was quite something to experience. And one of my classmates from first grade on, her mother owned it, and then she owned it. A toast to Mary Ellen Durast and her mother, Cora Durast. And so if we walk from the Tavern, so I guess it would be north, we'll come to the college, Westminster College, home of the great catcher Bob Milliman. And there, the old gym has been preserved, an old red brick gym. And you know what it's called? Old 77. Isn't that just great? The rhythm and everything. And Old 77, because the last 77 games played in that old building were won by the Westminster College Titans, the Titans, at Old 77. Yep. Well, Sunday was Father's Day. That's one of those hard days, isn't it? Even though it's a double day. It's a joyful day. And then those of us whose fathers aren't with us, or in the case here, a colleague passed away, had 4 children, and that service was on Thursday, and Father's Day came on Sunday. We went out to Saugataco. It's a new restaurant in town, highly recommended by the wonderful Alec and Lindsay, who had the restaurant grow. Now they have the restaurant Saugataco, and they've invented the tacos. So they're not the normal kind, or the usual kind. What's normal anymore? So let's finish up with a little tiny Father's Day poem, okay? Thanks for being here. Its title, A Father. I remember how he'd wait. He'd make a mound of peace and surround himself with nothing I could know. His mind seemed alone at the taut end of a kite string. I would wait, hoping for the air to open, dipping him back to us. His eyes were empty, sockets of morning light. I was on my own, trying to learn at the end of my fingers what it was he knew. Thanks for being with us. We love doing this. Take care. Be kind. Try to be cheerful. It's not easy.